All right, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. Um, Definitely, I'm coming at you with a quick Shabbat message. It's called Real Talk Biblical Masculinity. Um, and this kind of what inspired this is a couple things. One of the elders in the ministry, Elder Jonathan, I saw some videos he put up in a group. Um, and this brother he's like a master construction. I don't know what you call that, what the name would be, but he's a veteran when it comes to anything construction. Okay. And just has a lot of agricultural farming knowledge, stuff like that. And man, he put up a video that was a blessing. It was just him um, showing his son how to level uh, a field. Not really a field, but he was making like he had his son using a tractor, kind of tilling up the ground in an area so that he can. It's like a hunting area where they can shoot deer, stuff like that. But he's put up videos before, and I've watched Elder Jonathan, just the time he spends with his son, pouring into him. Um, Also, Elder Scott, same thing, just a lot of time pouring his knowledge that he has into his son, into the next generation. And as you know, didn't. Everybody had that hasn't happened. There's a lot of men in this generation that never happened to. A lot of men that were raised by women and just really didn't get the you know the things that a man needs to know poured into him. The mind, just from a mental level, the mindset, all the way down to a skill level. Just the way I like to say is the life skills poured into him that a man would need to know. And all these things work together in the making you into the man you need to be. When you're learning how to do certain things, whether it's working on cars or whether it's doing farming stuff or construction work, whatever. When you learn these things on a deep foundational level, it builds self-confidence in yourself. It lets you know, man, I can do this. Like, wow. And this is why I tell, we have a lot of men that come in and it's like, hey, what do you do? Nothing. They just aimless, no direction, nothing. They don't even know that they don't know, and they have no direction or skill they want to get into. And the thing, what I will tell these men is, if you don't know what you want to do, get into construction. Put them into something. If you don't know what you want to do, become a mechanic. Like, get in a trade, even if you ain't even sure about it. Jump into something. Don't sit on warehouse jobs or these repetitive jobs where you're not doing anything and you're not building skill. Because building these skills and developing this wisdom, knowledge, and all this stuff, just on a physical level, it has spiritual connotations too. It ties in there also. And when you get into something, stick with it. Stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get into something and you know for sure, like, yo, this is absolutely not what I want to be doing. But for the most part, with construction, and I would say with mechanical, because I'm a mechanic, like being mechanical, like that's my thing. You know what I mean? But like I've been a mechanic so long, and I've learned so much stuff as a mechanic that if I jump into another field, a lot of the stuff, majority of stuff I've learned being a mechanic carries right into this other field that I might want to get into, where I have a step up over somebody who might have just started in that field. I can pick it up a lot quicker because I've been in this particular trade so long. Just kind of the skill set and the wisdom you learn working with your hands in that trade, they carry over into the other skilled trades and in other areas of life too. Just and one of the things it teaches you, you learn how to learn, and you're able to be confident in learning. You know what I mean? And it's just crucial as a man to learn a skill, not do these non-skill based jobs, I might say, you know. But you really want to be perfecting your skill, even if you have a job that's non-skilled based, but it is a career type job. In the off time, you need to be developing skills as a man, especially as we move forward. And you see less and less men have skills. And, you know, all that needs to happen is the power goes out. And think about it. It's that simple. If electricity stops working, a lot of people going to be in a life or death situation. It's going to be, what do you know? What type of skills you have? You know? So I'm saying all that, and that's just one of the points, but I'm saying all that to get to this point. When there's opportunities to develop your skills, to learn, to get exposure to this stuff, do it. Get a job. Like, you got to go work to make money. And a lot of people just go out. I watch people, man. What these people do with these jobs, they price these bullshit, pointless, waste of time jobs. The hourly pay is at a point where it's just above the entry level of skilled trades. So it entices unwise people to jump into that. Hey, I'm going to just stack boxes all day or just do some repetitive, pointless job. Like, for instance, they just built an In-N-Out burger over here near where we live. And I guess it's some prestigious fast food restaurant. I don't know. Everybody makes a big deal out of it. I could care less. We got hamburger wraps up a But anyway, they put this out there, and I looked at the pay, and the pay is like $19 an hour, $20 an hour. And like an entry-level electrician or some of these other jobs, the entry-level pay for that job is like $17 an hour. So it's a couple dollars below it or something like that. And what people do, oh man, I could just get this job, and they go with that. And what they're doing at the end of the day, when they get fired from that job, hey, what do you know? You got nothing to show for it. And then they jump into another job. Oh, this job pays $21 an hour. And all I'm going to be doing is this stupid, repetitive job that develops no skill. And the folks will jump into that job. And they're doing that pointless job when they could have got a job as an auto mechanic, starting out maybe $16, maybe $17 an hour. And, you know, and as the years go on, that pay starts increasing and accelerating. And if you decide to specialize in a certain area, hey, I'm going to specialize in diagnostics. I'm going to learn how to back plugs and all this stuff. And you can make doctors money doing this stuff. Getting into the electrical aspect of automotive repair, you know. But no, you're sitting there, hey, I got In-N-Out burger laid me off, but I found another job that paid $1 more than In-N-Out burger. Okay, 4 years pass. They lay you off. Guess what? You don't know a damn thing. So now, what do? You take the quick hit of some other bottom feeder, like no skill based job, and now they're paying 22 an hour. And meanwhile, inflation's increasing. You see what I'm saying? So this is the rut people fall into when the reality is, hey, if you took that skill based job 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, man, you'd have been way up here. And you would have had a skill. And you could be in a mode where, hey, now I'm going to consider maybe starting my own business doing this or something like that. Hey, I'm going to train my son up because he's going to be my retirement. Instead of, oh, I'm waiting on a pension or Social Security. People don't know, man. Your retirement is in your balls. Have some children, train them up. And now you got your retirement set. You see what I'm saying? Again, people aren't thinking. They're only thinking in the short term. I did a show episode, dopamine things. People just go for the quick hit. They're not. They don't have prudence. They're not long-term focused. Okay, they're not thinking out ahead into the future. You got to start as a man. You got to start thinking 10 years ahead. And I mean, like Elder Jonathan, his son. Looking at how he's pouring into them, and this same for the sisters too. Like my daughters, Madison and Samantha, they watch their mother. Their mother is developing all types of skills. She's developing herbal skills. She been doing that business, and then sewing skills. They see that, and she'll pour into them, but they see that example and they know, hey, I could do something. I don't have to just sit here and stare at screens all day and stuff like that. So this how you gotta think. You gotta develop skills, because man, when you develop these skills, nobody can take it from you. You got that, and it's always gonna be there for you if you need them to fall back on. If all you know how to do is just stack boxes or flip burgers or whatever type of bottom feeder jobs they have out here. I know out here in the Middle Tennessee area, they got a lot of warehouses, man, everywhere. I guess they service Nashville, So there's a lot. There's a lot of them out there. And yeah, you got to think, be prudent. The word tells you to be prudent. All that's taught in this ministry is, hey, develop yourself as a man or a sister, or a woman. Develop the womanly skills. Learn how to do childbirthing. I forget what they call it. You know what I mean? Midwife. Learn midwifery. Like, that ain't going away. Just like cars ain't going away no time soon. Mechanical work, electrical work, it ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Recession or not, babies got to come out. You know what I mean? Recession or not, folks got to get from point A to point B. You know what I mean? A lot of these other jobs, man, they'll lay you off in a second. Amazon, man, Jeff Bezos is, he working on bringing robots in and all that stuff. Well, when the robot revolution happens, which that's going to be in a couple of years maybe, if you're a mechanic, if you're good with electrical, guess what? They're going to need those types of people to fix them things. Let me know if that makes sense. I see y'all in the comments. I put the comments up there on screen so folks can see it, because I'm going to go to the comments. We just chilling tonight, so I'll make it a little bigger and taller. Okay. So let's check out some of the comments on here. And so, and before I go to the comments, let me say this too. A lot of you brothers, you might be saying, "Hey, man, I understand what you're saying, but nobody reported to me when I was young." Listen, this again, like I said, you can get a job getting paid to learn this stuff. And bro, if you need to go hard body, go hard in the paint to make ends meet, hey, I'm gonna have to get this full-time job doing this and maybe get a part-time job doing that. Or maybe for a season, if you're married, hey, it complicates and there's a bigger demand. Maybe you're shy, I could get a work from home job temporary. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta figure this thing out. You can't get caught in this spiral downwards that they got set up to trap you. You know? And then the other thing, here's something else I see. You know, I know in this ministry there's opportunity all the time to develop skills. I mean, here over here where we at, here in our assembly, like tomorrow morning I'll be out there early working on cars, getting after it. I've already had a brother, he reached out, he said, hey, he's coming out tomorrow to develop some skills. He come out and help me. You ain't going to get paid nothing. You're going to be out here working. It's going to be early. You're going to have to get up early. But guess what? You're learning skills. You're getting exposed to some stuff that, yeah, you should have got exposed to by your father when you were young. But we know how broken families are. But take advantage of these opportunities. There's always work going on in this ministry somewhere. And I watch a lot of aimless brothers pass on it. I mean, we be up there at the hub, at a minimum once a month doing some type of project. Sometimes we're up there a lot doing all types of work up there. Okay. And I can't tell you the number of brothers I don't see up there. You know what I mean? Taking advantage of it. I look, Brother Bud, I was asking Pastor, hey, when y'all gonna lay the tile up there? They told me the date. Guess what? I had all types of stuff going on. It did not work with my schedule. You know what I did? I went up there anyway. I went up there like 2 days. The 2 times they laid, and I applied myself and really dug in. And Brother Bud, like he's the man, and he's pushing me, and I was pushing myself. And you know what? At the end of that last day we did, I think we went up there like 3 or 4 times. At the end of that last day when we went up there, you want to know what? I know how to lay tile. I can lay tile now. Nobody could take that from me. I didn't get paid. My knees were hurting. My back was hurting. I'm lifting stuff. I know how to lay tile now, though. You see what I'm saying? And y'all, a lot of y'all as men, man, y'all got to level up on this thing, man. I see y'all shitting away opportunity after opportunity to be lazy, to sit on your ass, to lay around, to just mindlessly surf the internet all day, play video games, watch me, whatever. Y'all better wake up, man. Like, and I used to, in this assembly, I used to push people. Hey, you need to be out here, this, that. Hey, we doing this. Man, I done shifted gears. I get it. Distracted people distract people. I don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm focused. Because I know if I focus on me and me moving forward, I know that light, that example is going to be a shining example to, the people around me. Rather than me pushing people who, obviously don't want to do anything, And that was a hard lesson I had to learn, Don't push wet noodles. It just don't work. You ain't going to get nowhere. It's going to be difficult and frustrating. And you're not going to make any progress. You know what I mean? Let's see what y'all talking about in the comments. All right. I see y'all in there. Somebody said try to be a jack Brother Bernard said, try to be a jack of all, master of some. Yep. He said, big old facts. Let's see. So, and my recommendation to brothers is, and Sister Sue, I'm mainly talking to brothers on this one, is find something that you're generally interested in. If you're not, if it's not something, if you can't figure out what you're interested in, figure out something you could tolerate doing for a couple of years. That sounds good. You know? That's why I push people. Get into electrical. Get into heating and air conditioning. You know? You get into that, you know, you're going to learn in heating and air conditioning, you're going to learn hydraulics, pneumatics, mechanical, electrical. You're going to learn all the trades with that. A bunch of the trades. Okay? But get into something. Do something. You know? Somebody said, got my business I learned from my father-in-law over 10 years and am running my own business and teaching my 15-year-old son with the 12-year-old following close behind him. That, what that brother saying there, that is a blessing. That's a blessing there. That's what a blessing looks like. Not, oh man, I've been like me. Look, I was like, man, I've been an aircraft mechanic going on almost 30. No. I was an aircraft mechanic going on like 20 years. And look, truth be told, I could have done it another 10 years and got my pension retirement. But I was like, nah. Like the Most High was calling me into doing this, you know? And taking these skills and using them for Israel. So they could be generational and not some pension that dies with me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's good. That's a blessing what that brother got going on there. Somebody said, if there's breath in your body, it's never too late. Hey, look, my uncle, let me tell you, my Uncle Pete, he did scrap metal. Now, I was talking to him and around him a little bit. I was in the military by then, and I'm like, man, and he's like in his 70s at this point. I'm in the military, and I'm like, and he's in his 70s doing scrap metal. Come to find out, this dude was like a millionaire doing scrap metal, just stuck with it. If you just stick with anything, any type of skill thing where you could develop skill in, you're gonna make money. You gotta stick with something and do something. Okay? This is my sister Annette there. She said apprentice. Okay, and then she said earlier, makes sense. What I'm saying is makes sense. Okay? Let's see. First day in. Somebody said first day is a work day. Yep. First day you get out there and grind after it. The knowledge is the pay wealth. Okay. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, this is Brother Chris. This is one of brothers. He's part of our assembly. He said, real talk, do it now while you're young so you can have all these skills when you're old. And now when you're older, you have all these skills, you could start a business and have people working under you. You can pass them to the next generation. You have something to teach your children so that when you have your children, they're not coming up like, what do I do? Okay, I'll get a job. This pays pretty good. Flipping burgers at In-N-Out Burger. I'll do that. And then In-N-Out Burger lays them off. And they're like, well, And I've run into a lot of men that just bouncing from place to place to place. You got to have a plan. You got to have a game plan. If you're a part of this ministry, you got older brothers around you who could give you counsel. I'm very easy to get in contact with. In fact, you see my emails right there. Okay. Now, I have been getting a lot of communication. You know, I am like the brothers have been communicating a lot. Like brothers are really getting themselves together. Like just this year, I would say by the end of this year, we are gonna have like 3 brothers who embarked on careers. You know, one brother starting on his second career, but is right within the family of what he had already been doing. And that's just, we might actually have 4 brothers maybe, but we'll see. We'll see where we're at by the end of the year. I know by the end of next year, it's gonna be solid, because I push brothers to do this. Is a major part of being a biblically masculine man. You know what I mean? You gotta have skills. You gotta know something. You gotta get that wisdom and get understanding. Y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know if that makes sense. Y'all put a 100 in the comments if I'm coming down the middle and y'all understand where I'm coming from. Okay, somebody put in here. They say, yes, sir, my brother, I am blessed. Learning from Shep has I think he meant help me establish my inheritance for my sons with my hands. That's good. You see what I'm saying? Y'all, you got to get into something solid that you know what I'm saying? That you know is going to be there, you know? Get into concrete. We had a brother, he started his career, and he was like, man, almost everybody there is Hispanic. It's like 90% of Hispanic. He like, nobody speaks. I don't understand what anybody's saying. It's difficult. I was like, praise God. Now, not only are you going to learn how to do this skill, you're also going to learn another language. You see what I'm saying? This is the mindset we got to have. This is how we got to be moving with this thing. You see what I'm saying? But take advantage of the opportunities that are around you, y'all. Take advantage. There's always work going on. You know, if you're a part of Straightway, you're in this ministry, ask the heads of assemblies what's going on. Everybody knows our assembly, Straightway Nashville studio. They know we stay technical, mechanical. We always got something going on. We either painting something, installing something, wiring up something, repairing something, whatever. We got it going on. You know, you'll learn a bunch of skills, and you could talk to the brothers that are part of this assembly, and they'll the ones that are part of the home assembly that are in here. They'll tell you, you know, and I'm making that distinction, you know, because you got some people that they don't press, but people who are part of this home assembly, they're in another place from where they were last year, okay? Skill-wise, mindset-wise, spiritually. You know, again, today what I'm talking today is just developing, skills with your hands, trade skills. So anyway, y'all, appreciate all y'all tuning in. I just want to come in here, drop that nugget to y'all. And with that said, y'all, Michael Israel, you're watching Spiritual Combat. And shalom, shalom.